Good evening. As you may know, this event replaces our traditional Hall of Fame gala, but we still want to take this opportunity to toast all of our supporters, to toast you for your support of our college, our faculty, our staff, and our students. It is an honor and a pleasure for I and my wife Yolanda to be here in Cafe Vincenzo, a state-of-the-art demonstration kitchen at Gateway Community College, and to enjoy what's being prepared by Chef Jean-Pierre Villers-Lemay, owner and executive chef of the Union League Cafe here in New Haven and Bar Boucher in Madison, Connecticut. This evening, I have the privilege of being able to share with you the ingredients that make this 23rd Hall of Fame induction award-winning. First, we have our Hometown Hero honorees. Congratulations to our Hometown Hero honorees being inducted into the 2020 Hall of Fame. Eric Clemens and Concat, Alexis Smith and New Haven Legal Assistance Association Incorporated, the Storehouse Project Mobile Food Pantry, Ina Williams of Yale New Haven Hospital, American Medical Response, and Claire Criscolo of Claire's Cornucopia. Our Bridge to Equity, the debut of a new video series highlighting the work of the Gateway Community College Foundation, sharing firsthand perspectives by college leadership, faculty, staff, students, Foundation board members, and our community partners. Over the next 6 weeks, we will be sharing a series of student success stories featuring current students and alumni telling their stories of how their Gateway experience changed the course of their lives. And Dishing It Back, 18 local chefs and restaurants will showcase and share their special ingredients and recipes through November 20th.
Hello, I'm Chef Dave with the Gateway Community College Foundation, and we thank you for joining us tonight. And tonight we're going to give you a French cooking class with Jean-Pierre Villers-Lemay of Union League Cafe and Bar Boucher. Now, I just want you to know we're all following all the COVID procedures. We're social distancing, wearing masks. So I will take my mask off so you can hear me better, and Jean-Pierre will be working without a mask because we're staying apart. So we're so glad you're going to join us tonight, and we're preparing for you a 3-course dinner, some classic French dishes. You could see the menu here. We have a wonderful Belgian endive salad with a tarragon dressing. We have a pan-roasted cod, and we're finishing up with everybody's favorite, of course, a little chocolate cake. So I'm going to turn it over to Jean-Pierre, and he is going to explain step by step how to make these dishes. Jean-Pierre, take it away.
Good afternoon. I'm Jean-Pierre Villers-Lemay, and I'm going to remove my mask so you can understand me better, especially with my accent, so I don't want any trouble with that. And it's a pleasure for me to be supporting Gateway Community College. I've done some cooking classes for the college, and also my wife is a part-time teacher with the hospitality classes. So today we choose some simple dishes that you can do at home. Some ingredients that may be uncommon in your refrigerator or pantry. But basically it's casual and it's simple recipes. We're going to start with endive salad, Belgium endive salad. That's what they look like. All right, so we have about an endive per person. That's going to be coming with the tarragon dressing. The tarragon dressing is mayonnaise-based dressing. So we'll mix some mayonnaise, a little bit of sour cream, and I'm gonna put mustard. So mustard, depending on your liking, you can have the dressing a little strong or less strong. So I like to put about 2 tablespoons maybe of mustard for this, and some lemon juice, about what, a teaspoon lemon juice for the acidity in the dressing. And we're gonna mix all of this. So it's gonna be pretty thick, as you see. It's gonna be coating the endive leaves, so that's nice. And if it's too thick, depending on how you like your dressing, I use a little bit of vegetable stock. Here we go. A little salt and pepper. And we have fresh tarragon, chopped tarragon. So tarragon is coming this way on a branch. So we pull the leaves from the stems and then chop it, and we can add it directly into the dressing. So that's easy for the dressing. That's all there is in it. We're gonna cut the endives about 1/3 down here and save the tips for the presentation. We'll put around the plate, and the rest get chopped up. So here I cut it in half. You see here you have the stem from the endive. So that always a little bit bitter. So I like to trim that out. And then we only have the leaf left. So we can chop about 1/2 inch to 1 inch wide for the salad. It needs to be very chunky. There we go. So we have this, we're gonna do 2. We have enough dressing for 2. There we go, and everything goes in a bowl. With that, to accompany the endive, we have hard-boiled eggs. I already pre-boiled them, so usually 9-10 minutes for hard-boiled eggs. You see, I like the yolk to be still a little bit soft, but not runny. So we can cut the 1 egg per person, cut it in 8 pieces like this. And with the other eggs, we're gonna just quarter it and keep it also for the presentation. So that's all for the moment. We're gonna stir this together. You see how the dressing coat all the leaves, and it's a little thick. But that's the way we want it. So we have also walnut, roasted walnuts. You can apple if you want to add apple to it for a little sweetness to balance the mustard. It's fine. That would be good too. And then we're gonna plate it on this one. So you basically just pile it on a plate or in a bowl if you prefer. Serve the bowl on the table. For family style, it's great also. And then you can arrange, if you want to do decoration, if you have guests, it's always look prettier. So we can do it this way. Voilà. You want to finish that with maybe a little chives. Why not? You can either chop them very fine or just do like sticks, the tips like that is nice also. And this is our endive salad. Well, and why not some top it just the nice walnuts to give a little crunch also.
Now, Jean-Pierre, of course, walnuts and nuts in general, many people have allergies to them. Of course, you could eliminate the nuts.
Yes.
But this is just a very classic French salad. And also, we talked earlier, if you put a lot of garlic into that dressing, making a variation on that
or you
dressing.
can do any, use dressing that you like, yeah.
It'd be fabulous.
If you like,
right.
Even why not Caesar, something like a Caesar or ranch dressing.
Correct.
As long as it's a little bit creamy, I think it goes very well with the endive.
So now why don't we
Thank
do
you.
let's do the main entree, which is the pan-roasted cod, which could be any white fish. You have a very thick cut of cod, but halibut would be wonderful.
Very good. Now we're gonna start the main course, codfish. I have the codfish here with the skin on. Personally, I like to crisp the skin and cook it on the skin. It's bring the flavor of the fish, better flavor, and also it's hold the fish together because cod is can be a little bit flaky, so that'll be easier. We're gonna start with searing the fish and finish it in the oven, slowly at a low temperature oven. So we use, I prefer to use a non-stick pan, a little bit of olive oil, just to be sure it doesn't stick. If you don't have a non-stick pan, my second choice would be a cast iron pan. That's always very good also for searing. So we're gonna put always a little bit salt and pepper on both sides of the fish. So we got lucky because we have a really nice thick cut. That's the way you want to have your cod if you can. The thicker the better. So this is gonna be served today with celery root and Brussels sprout, baby Brussels sprout. The sauce will be mustard sauce. It's a little bit of traditional beurre blanc sauce with in which we added mustard. In this case today we'll use whole grain mustard. So I sear the fish on the skin side, and in the meantime here the celery root. It's very good fall vegetable, also all the root vegetables, so we can use that. You see how it is, it's a little bit ugly to look at outside. Then we peel it with a knife. It's easier than with a peeler. And then we get a clean white vegetable celery root. It's called also celeriac. Celery root, celeriac is the same thing. We're gonna take the center part to cut little brunoise. Brunoise is like small diced vegetables. So we do little square. So first slice, then some kind of sticks like this. They have to be square. And then we go the other way and we make the dice. So that's called in French the brunoise. It's one of the term classic cooking. Part of the knife skill they teach here at school also.
The brunoise is a small dice.
Yes, small dice. So we have the fish cooking. If it's too much smoke, we're gonna reduce the heat a little bit. We'll leave it on the skin side to make sure it's crispy. Then we're gonna cook some of that celery root into larger chunks. Then we're gonna use for a puree, celery root puree. Then this puree will go in a pot with a little bit of milk, and you can use veg stock like we have here, or just water.
So there's a little
Just to
milk
cover.
and water and vegetable
yes,
stock.
Yes.
Milk, okay.
And, or vegetable stock, or if you don't have stock, use water. And then we're gonna bring that to a boil. We'll let it cook until it's very tender, and run it through the blender or food processor to make a very smooth puree. So now we have our fish here seared. I'm gonna turn it on the other side and put it in the oven until it finishes cooking very slowly.
So now, Jean-Pierre, this is really where the pan roasted comes in, because you cooked it on top of the stove and you're
Right.
finishing in the pan,
Yes.
same pan
Yeah.
in the oven.
And this can be applied for any fish. You serve a portion like this. It's always very nice to sear it first to bring the flavor out, and then finish it in a not too high oven, slowly, so the heat goes through the fish all the way without overcooking it. So this can be sauté, the little brunoise. To speed up the process, I add a touch of water in the pan, and when the water evaporates, the celery root will be done, and I just have to finish it with a touch of butter or olive oil if you prefer. Okay, and always salt, touch of pepper. There we go. And the last element is the Brussels sprout. So the Brussels sprouts here, we already run it through, we blanch them, that means we boil them for 3 or 4 minutes to soften them up and also take the bitterness out. So now we just need to finish the dish and saute the Brussels sprouts.
So like many good cooks at home, Jean-Pierre, you already have the Brussels sprouts blanched.
Yes,
They're already cooked. You're just going to warm them up a bit.
that's right.
And you're already going to have the celeriac puree cooked ahead of time, keep it warm. So at the last minute with your guests, all you're really doing is cooking
It's
the fish.
and reheating the garnish.
That's
so
it.
Very simple. Touch of butter in the pan, and we're gonna saute the Brussels sprouts in the butter. We kind of use the butter to make a little shine, a little glaze on the Brussels sprouts, just until they are lightly brown, just lightly brown. So we have this, we have our celery, and we need to finish the sauce. So now when the fish is cooked, we're gonna use the same pan. I'm gonna put back my fish on the dish. Maybe keep it in the oven until it's, to keep it warm, until serving.
And your celeriac is cooking.
Celeriac
to
is
mash it?
cooking, so we need to run it through the blender or the food processor. We already have some for you here, but I want to finish the sauce. So we have the pan, we have like one large shallot, then we're gonna saute. There's a little bit of the juice and the cooking oil from the fish, so that's perfect. You don't need to add any more fat in it. Voila. When the shallots are a little bit translucent, we're gonna deglaze with the white wine. About 2 tablespoons of wine. We let it cook, reduce a little bit so it's not too acidic if you want to get the alcohol out. We reduce, let's say, by half. I'm gonna put a little bit of stock, about the same amount of the wine after the wine has reduced, to about 2 tablespoons of our vegetable stock. Bring it to a boil, and then we do something when we make a sauce. We add the butter, and we call monter with butter. So it's a classic term, and you just, maybe I would say 3 tablespoons of butter. And you swirl until all the butter is incorporated.
So you're just creating an emulsion in the pan.
That's right, yeah.
You don't want it to break. You want it to hold together.
The butter will make, you can help the sauce will thicken up a little bit. You notice I use a wood spatula. Always don't use metal in your non-stick pan. So now the sauce is almost finished. Maybe a touch more butter if you want it thicker.
Now, did you put the mustard in there yet?
I'm gonna shut off the heat, and we're gonna finish with the mustard. And the mustard is thick, so it's gonna help the sauce to thicken a little bit also. All right, here we go. And now we have our shallot mustard sauce. We're gonna plate the fish. So I have my celeriac puree. We can put like this. You can spread it a little bit if you want. Here we go.
So you made this ahead of time. It was
So
kept warm.
I used, yeah, that's what I made for with the part of the
cubed
celery root.
celery root,
That's
right.
right. Okay. And then we're gonna put the fish. On one side here. We're gonna put our little Brussels sprout around. And a little bit of the crunchy celery root brunoise. That's really nice decor on a plate. And spoon the sauce around. Just like this. And we have our cod with the mustard sauce, celery root. So it's a very nice fall dish with the Brussels sprouts and
Fall
the
dish,
celery.
very healthy.
Of course it's healthy.
Of course.
It's only 3 tablespoons of butter.
Yeah. And it goes fabulous with a good Chardonnay and or a Rosé. And we will bring it over to Dr. Brown and Yolanda. As we're getting ready for our final preparation for the evening, our dessert, of course, we want to hear from you people that have different experiences here at Gateway Community College here at Cafe Vincenzo.
During these times with COVID and the beginning of flu season, nutrition is critical.
I'm here to offer a heartfelt thank you to our Hall of Fame Dishing It Back restaurants that have been so generous in helping us, not only this year and years past, but certainly and particularly this year.
My role as chair of the foundation coming into this year, I was actually very concerned about how we were going to raise money for the school because we knew how important it was.
It's been a difficult year for businesses and people individually, so it really has been immensely heartwarming and encouraging to know that that support for Gateway Community College and our students is out there.
Our programs are designed to help people find the careers they want, but also to invest in the community and make living here a much better place.
It's all about helping others. I say first class, first day, this is a helping profession. If you're not interested in helping people, you're in the wrong classroom. We have an incredible lab. It's a combination lab classroom, so we have all the equipment and tools that we need for our students to learn.
This all helps to raise funds for our students, not only in our culinary program, but also throughout the whole school. Thank you again and support our restaurants. The Dishing It Back group has been particularly very, very helpful to us.
This year's theme, Bridge to Equity, is especially apt as the funds we raise for scholarships, such as our FEST program and our Helping Hands program, will make all the difference for Gateway students who are struggling to surmount unprecedented economic obstacles in their pursuit of a quality education.
It really speaks to the generosity of this community that people have really dug deep, and we've been able to raise a significant amount of money, particularly our laptop effort, to really get laptops to all the students that need them.
My own students have recognized the scholarships, the laptops, and the Helping Hands Fund have made a difference. They're able to stay in school.
The members of the foundation are incredibly committed to the college and our mission, and we couldn't do what we do without them.
Well, it's unfortunate that we weren't able to gather together in person this year to be able to thank our donors and supporters in person. But they need to know that the way they've come through for the college this year is tremendous in so many different ways.
I thank each and every one of our donors and sponsors who have stepped up during this difficult and unusual time. You are my heroes.
On behalf of the Gateway Community College Foundation, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Right now we're gonna get ready for dessert. Very classic chocolate cake. I like my chocolate cake soft, runny, a little bit runny, and personally I like to eat that with a nice vanilla ice cream. So we're gonna make the chocolate cake. I have, it's an easy recipe, very simple recipe. There's no whipping, egg whites or anything like that. It's basically 5 ingredients. So chocolate, we're melting in a double boiler here. We have same amount of butter than chocolate. So it doesn't have to be super hot or boiling like crazy. So just until the chocolate and the butter are melted together, that's all.
Now, Jean-Pierre, that's a very rich, it's a dark chocolate. It's about
Dark chocolate,
70%.
70%, yes. The more percentage, the more bitterness you're gonna get, but we have a little bit sugar in this recipe also. And I like, you know, it's very chocolatey, so that's what's nice. If you like chocolate, you're gonna love this cake, no question. Second thing, we have 2 eggs, 2 egg yolks, and half a cup of confectionery sugar that I'm gonna sieve. With the humidity, the confectionery sugar tend to be a little clumpy, so it's easier to incorporate when it's sifted. Same thing with the flour, always. So we push it through to help to break the lumps, and we're good. And we're gonna save that for the flour, the same sieve. So you beat until the eggs are broken and the sugar is all incorporated. It doesn't have to be like to the ribbon stage or anything like that. It's only gonna be incorporating the sugar. Just like this. Now I check my chocolate. Almost all of the butter is melted. I turn the heat off, let it finish slowly. You don't want it too hot also, the other reason, because you're gonna incorporate the eggs in the warm chocolate. So if it's too hot, then the eggs are gonna cook right there. So that's not the purpose.
The eggs will cook at around 120 degrees, I believe.
Yeah, the temperature, I mean, when you put your hand in the bottom, it should be warm, but not hot. This, and so we have the sugar, the eggs. Now we need the flour. It's only 2 tablespoons of flour. It's not a lot of flour in this kit. It's not flourless, but it's very light on flour. We mix. And we're gonna, why do we do this? Incorporate the eggs like this. So now we have 1 bowl. And that's all there is in the mix. So we're gonna put it on the side. In the meantime, we're gonna butter our molds. I use those disposable tin molds, or we can use a ramekin if you have a China ramekin. We have one here. We can do this. You want to butter the inside, slightly buttered inside, like this, all the way up the sides, and then butter and flour. So you can also use that recipe if you double the recipe we gave you, and make a larger cake if you prefer, in like a square, maybe like 8-inch square pan. It would work fine. But don't forget to butter and flour the molds. Otherwise, you want to be able to unmold your cake when it's cooked. We cook it on a high temperature. It's going to be like 430 degrees. So that's how we're going to have the center of the cake still soft. All right, you fill it up like almost full, but not quite, because it's going to rise a little bit. Here we go. And then put that on our sheet pan. In the oven, it takes only 6 minutes. 6 minutes for those at 430.
Now, Jean-Pierre, could you not use the flour, or maybe an almond flour where it becomes gluten-free? Or
I've never tried, but I see why not, because it's so little already, the flour.
Right, and is the
it's
cake
really
flour
the eggs that hold
bind
the
it,
cakes together.
not the gluten in the
Yeah,
flour. So,
yeah.
sure. Someone should try that at home and let us know how that comes
Absolutely.
out with the little almond flour.
In fact, next time I'll try it without flour.
Okay. We'll come to
All
Bar
right,
Boucher.
so 6 minutes. We have prep a little crème anglaise. Crème anglaise is also called vanilla sauce. If you don't have vanilla sauce, you can make it with vanilla ice cream. You just microwave the vanilla ice cream and you get a crème anglaise. That's
Melted ice cream.
And we have one ready here. And it should invert really easily. Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
My goodness.
And we're gonna garnish also. We have a little whipped cream here. Like I said, vanilla ice cream is my favorite with this. And why not top it with a berry? It's perfect. Raspberry with chocolate. I know that's also a winner. Here we go. And if we take a cut in it, you should see the center. Oh, the center is still soft
Molten, a little
inside.
runny?
Yeah, it is runny.
Wonderful.
A little bit.
Wonderful.
There we go.
Now, Jean-Pierre, I don't know if we mentioned this in the beginning, but you had all the ingredients pre-measured, ready to go, which is called
Mise en place.
Mise en place.
Mise en place, yeah, that's a chef term for getting everything ready, have everything in place, in its place.
So you're now
So
running
that's
around
a
the kitchen at
culinary
the last
term,
minute.
And that's a major part of running a restaurant if you want. When people come and you have a seating that's full, that's really 80% of a successful running kitchen, because if you're not ready, you're gonna make people wait, and then it's
The
gonna
show
screw
doesn't
up
go
the
well.
recipe.
Be
Yes, the show
prepared.
doesn't go well. Yeah.
Wonderful. What a wonderful dinner. Absolutely.
Thank you very
And
much.
we have a dessert.
Thank you, Chef Jean-Pierre, for a magnificent meal. And thank you, Dave, for your assistance and everything that you did to make this meal and this evening possible. Would also like to offer our thanks to Professor Stephen Fries for his work in our hospitality program, and to Dean Mary Ellen Cody and the staff of the Office of Development and Community Partnerships for their tireless efforts to raise support for the college and all that we do here. Would also like to offer our thanks and gratitude to Ruby Milton, the chair of our Hall of Fame this year, as well as to Paul McCraven, chair of our foundation board, and really to the entire board for your efforts and all of your work to bring support to the college for our students and our programs, and really making a difference in their lives and in the lives of their families. And most of all, we would like to give our thanks to you who have contributed your time, your talent, and your treasure to Gateway Community College. All that you do is appreciated, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Have a good evening, and thank you so much.